This is Picks in Motion. I am Marco, bringing you this Monday, January 5th edition of our show. It is our first Monday without a Monday Night Football. It is so depressing, but we have a full NBA slate, and we are looking for this 3-0 sweep. We got the recap on the other side of our fire NFL Sunday. Let's get into it right now. Looking at the NFL Sunday slate, we got our big four winners right there, and we got a parlay in the mix right there with the Vikings. I'll get into that on the other side, but King Henry just doing his thing, over 86.5 rushing yards. Jared Goff redemption story, Detroit to the Super Bowl next year. Let's go. I have a nice futures coming on that, hopefully, whenever the season wraps up, but we'll get to that in another episode far down the line. Super excited about this under passing attempts. I've hit 2 of those, kind of my own little personal bets. I've been into it this year a little bit. I don't know if we're going to see one throughout the playoffs or not, but we will find out. It's something I am digging into. And looking at this Minnesota Vikings -6.5, under 40.5 points. You need to listen to me. You need to get on our Twitter, guys. We are all over Twitter. We got this out January 3rd, Saturday at 4:30 in the morning. We posted that on Twitter. We did Vikings -6.5. The spread was 8.5, and then the under was 37.5. We wrote it up to 40.5, giving us the extra field goal range. So we were on top of this before everything exploded and before everyone was on the under and really crunched those numbers really, really low. And it had the final spread was -12.5 Vikings. So we were on this at 4:30 in the morning on Saturday. So come on, you need to get on Picks in Motion Twitter, and you need to put those notifications on. We were giving out sweet little gems like this at +135 right when we were on top of it. There's nothing more to say. And then just looking at the Ravens and Steelers, we did not hit the Raven money line. But listen, the Ravens just destroyed their whole season. And Mike Tomlin proved the whole world wrong again. But of course, we had the King Henry just doing his thing. Monster game again. We'll see how the season turns out next year. And guys, you gotta get on Winnable and get on the free subscription. It's the only way for us to get into true contact and build this relationship together. We got the free subscription, and we just start growing it every day. You need to get on winnable.com/picksinmotion, and you need to sign up. We got a monster NBA slate here on Monday, making up for that no Monday Night Football. Just so upsetting, but we are fully into this. We are going to have a side play, but we're only going to put it out on Winnable because we're just going to wait for everything to crunch down and make sure where we're going to attack it. But we're going to see if these Knicks can hold off these Detroit Pistons. They're going into Detroit on a 3-game losing streak. So we'll find out. But someone they have been relying on is Miles McBride. We're going over 11.5 points. We hit this at over 10.5 points when he hit 14. And now he's on a completely different rampage with these 2 monster games. I don't know. Atlanta came in and it was their kryptonite again. It's all good. Forget about that game. So just absolutely monster 3 games right here. They're going into Detroit, definitely hostile environment. And he has gotten these 30-plus minutes in each of the last 2 games. So I'm expecting this 11.5 to go over. Josh Hart is still out, and they are expecting increased times for other people. But who better than Miles McBride, who has just dumped in 20 points against Philly, even though the Knicks did not pull away with the victory. I don't know what they're missing recently, but they're going to put it together right now. And Miles McBride over 11.5 points. When it comes to the defensive side, it's not that favorable, but he's going to have plenty of opportunity to do his thing. Looking at our second play, we got Brandon Podziemski. Points and assists over 13.5. We got a good line at -120. Some people have it up to -130, but 120 is a sweet spot. No real line change. Anytime it went to 14, it went right back down to 13. For whatever reason, listen, if you look at his last 10, he's at 17 on his average. If you look at the last 5, it goes down to 15. So he definitely had some more lackluster games, but I blame that on going 1 for 4 from three the last two previous games. So I think they're hitting the road here. They're hitting the road here. It's a perfect time for Brandon Pozimski to get over 13.5 points and assists and bang in a few of those threes like he likes to do. But a little side note, he was a true pain in the butt. I was just watching clips earlier. He absolutely was all over the Clippers and their stars. So I think it's going to be a real running gun game here. I think with a day or two rest, the whole Golden State Warrior team is trying to reset this whole season and get going. And Brandon Pozimski has got to be a part of it. So over 13.5 points and assists. So to round off this final three-man play, we got Keontae George, points and rebounds over 28.5. Utah Jazz is heading over to Portland, so we got a full slop fest basketball over there. But guess what? Our guy George over here has been playing pretty well. His average is 34.5. Now, I just want you to look at the screen. If you take away the 3 games where he went over 40, he is still hitting a 32 average. So it is absolutely, I believe this line is off by 2.5 to 3 points. So when it comes to Utah heading to Portland, there's just no reason for the guy not to hit these and grab up those rebounds like he always has been doing. His minutes have been absolutely off the chart. He, hopefully when they try and rebuild this Utah Jazz team, Keontae Jordan will be part of it. The 3-pointers, we need him to bang in some threes. He's 44% his last game, 50% the game before, and 33% the game before. So he has absolutely got to get in a couple of these 3-pointers, and then he will ground up a few of those rebounds because he's a dirty, gritty player. So Keontae George, points and rebounds over 28.5. Don't let it go to 30. Stay right where it is at 28.5. You got good pricing. A couple people are favoring it up a little bit, so go to FanDuel, get that minus 114. There's no reason to go anywhere else. We'll look for this 3-0 sweep. Like I said, when it comes to the NBA side, any lines or any hard leans we're going to have in the next few hours, we are going to put out on Winnable. So you gotta get on Winnable and you gotta sign up. I really appreciate everything we are growing and building here with the team at Picks Motion. Just to give you a quick little rundown again, we got Miles McBride over 11.5 points. We got Keontae George, points and rebounds over 28.5, and Brandon Pozimski, points and assists over 13.5. So you gotta lock these in, line this all up. Let's get this 3-0 sweep, and let's get into everything we got going on the rest of the week. We got those big college football games coming up, and then of course we got the super wild card weekend in the NFL. We just cannot miss this opportunity to attack everything. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. You gotta sign up on Winnable. And please, we appreciate watching the show. We appreciate everything that you guys have been giving us, but we need some thumbs up down there on the comments below, man. We need a thumbs up. We need a like. We need some subscribers. We've gotten a few of those, which I'm super hyped about. But come on, I need a little interaction on the bottom, guys. We are looking for those comments. I am here to answer any questions. Maybe something you might want me to just look at. Who knows? I mean, I'm here. Let's get into this. Let's build this relationship together. And let's ride on this Monday, January 5th, and get this 3-0 sweep. Enjoy the day and lock in on the Twitter. We will have our Tuesday plays and everything going on for Twitter at 2 in the morning. 3 in the morning, we're going to attack those lines. So just pay attention and get on Twitter with us at Picks in Motion. Enjoy the night with no Monday Night Football, but plenty of NBA to get into.